John Chapman was born on September 26, 1774, in Leominster, Massachusetts, the second child of Nathaniel and Elizabeth Chapman. His birthplace has a granite marker, and the street is now called Johnny Appleseed Lane. His mother, Elizabeth, died in 1776, shortly after giving birth to a second son, Nathaniel Jr., who died a few days later. His father, Nathaniel, who was in the military, moved in 1780 to Longmeadow, Massachusetts, where, in the summer of 1780, he married Lucy Cooley. According to some accounts, an 18-year-old John persuaded his 11-year-old half-brother Nathaniel Cooley Chapman to go west with him in 1792. The duo apparently lived a nomadic life until their father brought his large family west in 1805 and met up with them in Ohio. The younger Nathaniel decided to stay and help their father farm the land. Shortly after, John began his apprenticeship as an orchardist under Mr. Crawford, who had apple orchards, thus inspiring his life's journey to plant apple trees. The popular image of Johnny Appleseed spreading apple seeds randomly everywhere he went is utterly wrong. In fact, he planted nurseries rather than orchards, built fences around them to protect them from livestock. He planted his first nursery on the bank of Broken Straw Creek, south of Warren, Pennsylvania. Next, he seems to have moved to Venango County, along the shore of French Creek, but many of his nurseries were in the Mohican River area of north-central Ohio. According to Harper's New Monthly magazine, toward the end of his career he was present when an itinerant missionary was exhorting an open-air congregation in Mansfield, Ohio. The sermon was long and severe on the topic of extravagance because pioneers were buying such indulgences as calico and imported tea. Where now is there a man, like the primitive Christians, is traveling to heaven barefooted and clad in coarse raiment? The preacher repeatedly asked until Johnny walked up to the preacher, put his bare foot on the stump that had served as a podium, and said, "Here's your primitive Christian." The sermonizer dismissed the congregation immediately. The new church, or Swedenborgianism, is any of several historically related Christian denominations that developed as a new religious group influenced by the writings of scientist and mystic Emanuel Swedenborg. Johnny Appleseed made several trips back east, both to visit his sister and to replenish his supplies of Swedenborg literature. Johnny preached the gospel as he traveled, and during his travels he converted many indigenous people. The indigenous people, such as the Iroquois, regarded him as someone who had been touched by the Great Spirit, and even hostile tribes left him strictly alone. During his later life he became a vegetarian. Johnny never got married either. He thought he would find his soulmate in heaven if she did not appear to him on earth. Different dates are given as the correct day that Johnny Appleseed died. Multiple Indiana newspapers reported his death date as March 18th, 1845.